Good afternoon, fellow Greeks. I would like to thank you all for listening, as I know you all have very busy schedules. I am Hermes, and I think that I would make a great new leader of Mount Olympus, because I am smart, innovative, and diplomatic, which are all traits to make a great ruler. The way Olympus is run right now by Zeus is not okay, at least by my standards. The minor gods, heroes, and humans have no say in what happens on Olympus. And it's basically just a bunch of gods arguing about silly, petty matters that no one else cares about. If I was elected, I would instate a democratic government where everyone, whether it be minor gods, Olympic gods, heroes, and humans, all have an equal say in what happens. Remember, I wasn't always an Olympic god. I know what it's like to come from humble beginnings. But since I have been an Olympic god, I've displayed greatness throughout my career. And by the end of this speech, I give my word that I will have you and everyone else is listening vote. In 3 seconds, I want you to think of all the great leaders throughout history who weren't smart. Couldn't think of any, right? Being smart is crucial as a leader in order to make good decisions and keep the order. I started displaying my high intellect minutes after I was born. It was at night and I had a craving for meat, so I wandered over to Apollo's pastures and stole 50 of his cows. I put bark on their feet and brooms on their tails in order to cover their tracks. Talk about efficient. Eventually, I was caught by Apollo. He wanted me severely punished, but I traded him the lyre, which I had just made minutes ago in my cave, to him for the cows. Zeus saw how clever of a baby I was and gave me a seat on Mount Olympus. Other candidates, such as Aphrodite, Ares, and Achilles, do not necessarily share this trait, as they are more known for their physical features, which is good in some ways, but not necessarily fit for a ruler. Overall, I think my high intellect places me above the other candidates for this position. Coming up with new ideas as a leader is crucial. Do we want to be remembered as the generation of gods and heroes where nothing happens, no improvements are made? No, we want to be the generation that brings about change. We want to be the generation that makes Greece great for centuries to come. I started constructing new ideas ever since I was a baby. Minutes after I was born in a cave in the middle of nowhere, I created a lyre out of a turtle shell and stretched strings across it, creating one of the most popular Greek instruments today. I cannot say the same for some of my fellow candidates. For instance, Apollo's signature instrument is the lyre, which I created. Not to mention Poseidon's trident, which is what he's most well known for, was created by the 3 Cyclops. If I was elected as the ruler of Mount Olympus, I would turn nothing into something amazing, just like I did with the lyre. If I created something so impactful on the first day I was born, think of all of the great things I could do as the leader of Mount Olympus. As you all know from the Trojan War, Greece has a tendency of overreacting to things that get them into trouble. The whole war could have been avoided with a bit of diplomacy, which is something that I definitely bring to the table as the herald of Mount Olympus and Zeus's personal messenger. Think of all the information that I've gathered about other cities and countries from these positions. I've even been to the underworld and back. Do you really want to choose some of these crazed lunatics like Ares, the god of rushing in blindly and asking questions later, like in the Trojan War, and Dionysus, the god of partying until you faint, which I find extremely unprofessional? No, you would choose me because I am the most experienced in diplomacy out of all the Olympians. Overall, my skills as a messenger make me the most prepared and qualified god for this position. Out of all the candidates running for the position of ruler of Mount Olympus, I think that my traits of being smart, innovative, and diplomatic, as displayed in the stories of Apollo's cows, the creation of a lyre, and my role as the messenger of Olympus, make me the most qualified for this position because they are all traits that a good leader should have. Being smart as a leader is important because you need to be able to stay on top of things and make good decisions. The people of Greece also need innovation. Over the past centuries, there have been no good ideas coming from the gods with a horrible government system. If I was elected, I promised to make a government where everyone gets an equal say, humans, minor gods, and heroes alike. There are a select few people who are capable of handling this job, and I think that I, Hermes, would be your best choice for ruler of Mount Olympus. Thank you all for listening, and remember, Hermes will always get your message across.